This log, stardate 3210, just before tea time. Our mission to prove that there's life after school, to look at a galaxy of games, to meet the stars of Silicon, to discover what's new in Microland. This is Prune, your friendly used computer, and these are the voyages of the Magic Micro Mission. Sorry to bother you, Captain, during playtime, but I just had an interrupt on my input port. A vast number of Earthlings have just beamed on board.
Oh, hi. Welcome aboard the Magic Micro Mission. Think you know the difference between a ROM and a RAM, a bit and a byte, a chip and a bug, a peek and a poke? Meet Egghead.
Did you know that each little memory chip inside your home computer can store 16,000 bits of information and you can get it out in 5 millionths of a second? More later.
And the crew on the Magic Micro Mission includes space monsters beamed up from King David's School in Moseley, Birmingham. And Rivenhall Junior School from Worcestershire.
Excuse me, Joe, there are a couple of Silicon superstars trying to get loaded. They are Patrick Bossart and Dave Lee Travis.
Now, it's time to find out what games our famous five are checking out. Starting with Robin, who's battling with the King. King Kong, that is, not Elvis. And he's playing on the dragon.
And Panic! No, don't. Panic, and we all know about that in the Magic Micro Mission, is the game that Mandy's trying out on her VIC-20.
Julia's life is in jeopardy in a lost world of prehistoric monsters with Pterodactyl 4D. And she's using a Spectrum.
Another lost world, this time Atlantis, is being explored by Leslie using his Acorn BBC-B computer.
Stephen's using another Spectrum, this time for a game called Jetpack. And we'll be finding out what our famous five think of the games later on in the Magic Micro Mission.
Welcome aboard, Patrick.
Hi.
Right, now, look, I know you've written this book, You Can Do the Cube, but I can't, so I'm not going to bother about that. But it did sell 1.5 million copies, didn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And then you wrote this book straight afterwards, Micro Games.
Pretty soon afterwards. That sold about 50,000 odd.
50,000 already?
Yeah, in
It's
about
amazing.
a month.
Well, look, I've been looking through it, and I haven't got any of these well, hardware at home. So could you actually take me through some of it on the computer here?
Well, what the book's about is just getting to write your own games. And it gives some games there and shows various bits of them and how they work and how to adapt them for your own use.
Right, now, could a thickie like me actually pick this up and go through it and it would make sense?
Easily, yes.
Really? What about them? What about a few of these thickies out here? Sorry.
Probably even more easily, but...
Earthlings, eh? Right, let's have a look anyway.
Right. Well, starting from the very basics, getting something to move across the screen, then up and down as well. You know,
Right.
this would just be a few lines long.
Now, do these actually have special names? I mean, it's just
a routine.
Routine,
Yeah.
right.
And then you can go on to do a program like Breakout, which is a bat and ball game,
Right.
using the same principle of the ball going up and down.
What it's doing is knocking away bits and pieces.
Yes, that's right. The whole object of this is to knock out all the bricks.
Now, how long would it take, how long would it take to kind of program a game like that? I mean, how many hours would you spend at home going through it, working it all out, all these bits of data you've got here?
About 2 hours, but then it usually takes at least as long again just to get all the mistakes out.
Right.
And never have I written a program that ran first time. It always crashed or went
And you say
wrong.
that in your book, actually. That's a very good advice you give to people, to say that, in fact, part of the fun is actually trying to find and track down the bug
Yeah,
or
it
the
is.
error.
That's the best bit.
Right.
Other principles, just making things move up the screen. And I think you might like to do this one.
Do you think so? All right.
You
let's
have
look
to
at
dodge the asteroids.
it. Right. Sounds painful. Right, here we go. And I can press any key I like.
Yep, and you change direction. It's a simple
Whoa!
game.
What about another one?
This was a slightly more difficult one to ride.
Snake Runner.
And what happens is a snake goes around the edge of the screen and you have to knock off the last segment. It's just difficult to get it going round. But I think this is one you might like. It's called Pickup.
I beg your pardon?
It's called Pickup.
Pickup?
Yes.
Get you fresh, isn't he?
And what you have to do is, you're that hash.
Yo, hash? What's a hash? I keep on hearing this name mentioned. What is actually hash?
Lightly fried potato.
I beg your pardon, Prune, could you have a repeat on that?
Lightly fried potato. Cloth ears.
Well, they didn't laugh.
I must say, this Patrick's got a real high baud rate. He's almost as good as Egghead. Where is Egghead?
Where's Egghead?
When you wake up in the morning, you usually remember who you are and what language to speak. So does your computer. Turn it on and it usually says, "Hi there," or prints a message across the screen. It does that because built into it are special little programs which tell it what to do, and they even translate the daft language you type in into instructions the machine can understand. These little programs are stored in special memory chips they're called ROMs, ROM, which stands for read-only memory. And we've got some examples of some ROMs here in the new Electron computer. You can see them over here. And these ROMs are a rather special kind of memory. You can read the information out, but you can't alter it at all, which is why we call it read-only memory. Some ROMs actually appear in games packs, in games cartridges, like this little one here. It's storing a games program. But to make the computer work, to make it programmable, what you need is a set of RAM chips, which is another kind of memory chip. RAM, not ROM, random access memory is what it stands for, but the better way of thinking of it is read and write memory. This means you can alter the memory if you feel like it. And of course it's in here, in the RAM memory in your computer, that you store your programs. And the more RAM your computer's got, the more power it's got. There's just one snag with RAM. If you accidentally turn off the computer, you lose all the information that's stored inside the RAM memory. Mind you, it might be a bad idea with Prune. Egghead, logging off.
Stay close. If I can just get us on a scanning transport beam. This solar sailor simulation will take us across the game sea, out of this domain, back into the central computer.
Look out!
You've enjoyed all the power you've been given, haven't you? I wonder how you'd take to working in a pocket calculator.
We did take care of that user you sent us.
Incompetent Zero, now you've got 2 renegade programs flying all over the system in a stolen simulation.
We'll get them. It's only a matter of time.
You've almost reached your decision gate, and I can't spare you any more time. End of line.
We're running out of food. Food is down. What are we going to do? Any ideas, Dave?
Nothing. And leave Sydney alone.
Sydney? I'll
No.
leave Sydney.
No, you can't have Sydney.
Has he got any meat on him?
He's got plenty of meat and he's got to keep it.
Anybody got any bright ideas? Quick, food. We've got to get some food.
Oh.
Prune!
Why
I feel
don't you
faint.
eat the hairy thing right in front of you?
No, wait. I've got a better idea.
What?
Why don't you eat the hairy thing in front of me?
Where?
There.
Oh.
This is Big Track, the computer-activated truck from MB Electronics. Program in up to 16 commands, and Big Track will advance, turn, and fire 3 blasts. Big Track follows its instructions and can maneuver around every obstacle to complete its mission. Program it, and Big Track obeys.
Well done, Big Track.
Big Track from MB Electronics.
Retractor. With built-in safety, the disposable razor from Wilkinson Sword, the name on the world's finest blades.
Here at the bank, we've discovered a fascinating pastime. Hangman. Each player puts a word here. Wrong window. Then they try to guess each other's word. L.
G.
A.
Nope. L.
If you have a little time to kill, get.
Hangman! I won!
Hangman from MB Games.
Granny used to make her own stuffing. Collecting herbs,
slicing onions, crumbling breadcrumbs. But it took so long, she got herself some Norfolk stuffing. It had all the same good things in it, but was ready in a jiffy. So Granny could get on with more important things.
2:30 first, laughing last, 6 to 1, second, plump turkey.
Norfolk, stuffing like Granny used to make.
CBS ColecoVision is quite simply the most powerful video game system around. It's got better graphic definition, just like arcade games. More changing screens, more to challenge any game wizard. CBS ColecoVision. You can't beat the system.
Who are you? Hello, I'm Dr. Bob McKee from Club 403. Have a badge.
Dr. Bob, thank you. I'd rather have something to eat.
Something to eat.
We're starving.
Right, we can do that for you with our armchair grocer service. What would you like to eat?
This is fantastic.
Do you want to explain it, first of all?
Yes. How was it?
Right, this is a keyboard connected to a normal television, connected to a normal telephone, and through to a computer miles away. We send the message through to the computer sends the information down the line, and here's your list. What do you want?
Just sit at home and you just order up.
That's
fantastic.
right. I can suggest baked beans.
Baked beans, absolutely. I love baked beans.
Okay, Will.
What
Number
about you?
16 for
Baked beans?
canned product, baked beans. Here we are, number 1 is baked beans, and here we are on the baked bean ordering page on the Club 403 armchair grocer service.
There's no money down there. How much do they cost?
Very cheap. You couldn't carry this around a supermarket and compare prices, so we give people a leaflet.
Right, a leaflet.
There we are. How about 99 cans of beans? How's that?
Delicious.
We'll keep you in beans for the...
A prune, do you want anything?
Yes, I have a slight shortfall on printout paper. Could you allow me 5,000 reams?
As good as done, sir.
Printout
as good as done. Printout paper and baked beans. There we are, we've ordered it.
This is incredible.
The computer has the information, passes it to the shop, and the shop can deliver it as soon as you like, before the end of the show.
What else can you get?
We can book things, we can order things.
Just a moment, please. It's a bit over my band rate. How are you going to pay for it?
Yes, how are you going to pay for it?
Well,
how am I going to pay for it?
You expect people to be in when the groceries come along, so it's cash on delivery. You've got some money, have you?
I don't carry...
He never carries money.
Well, I've got a friend with me who might be able to help you out, a chap called Mike Fitzsimons. Mike, do you want to see if you can help him?
Hello, Adrian. Well, Prune has opened an account for the Magic Micro mission with Homelink.
You never told me that.
Hello,
Mike.
Hello, Prune.
He's my friendly local Midlands Society man.
That's right, that's right. And Prune has got an account for you now so that you can pay for your groceries from Uncle Bob. So shall we do that for you? Just pay straight for the groceries.
Show me how it works.
So all we need to do is to go straight into the page concerned.
If only I'd known about this earlier, it'd been marvellous. I wouldn't have none of this food shortage bit. ABC Merchants. Prune, you are a devil not telling us about
That's
this.
right. Now, what we're waiting to do now is to go into the Nottingham Building Society computers in Nottingham, which we have done, and we're going to have to put in the account number, which Prune has opened for you, which we do like that, and then we put in a special secret code.
What's PIN stand for there? P-I-N-S?
Personal identification number.
Right.
So we put that in there, which is a very secret number, so you can't see what it is. And then we're asked to put in another secret code word. It's very secure, this system. And then the amount. So how much do you think that Prune's printout paper? What's the fair price, Prune?
Prune? Hello?
What's the fair price? How much would you like to pay for your printout paper?
The cheaper the better.
Well, all right then. How about...
Soft or hard?
How about £12, 12 pence? Does that seem reasonable to you?
Be very reasonable.
Right, OK, and we'll put down that it's for Prune.
And there we go.
And
it all happens just like that.
And then we just like that, and then in a moment it will tell us that it's paid it for us and tell us how much we've got left in Prune's account. There we are. Prune's got £1,829.34 left when he's paid for that. And it's as simple as that.
Mike, thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Bob, thank you very much. Prune, you're a miracle.
Cable television with computer links via satellite transmission will bring revolutionary changes into the way people live in the future. When you get home, you'll be able to do your banking and your shopping and your voting even in elections from your home computer terminal. And with the robots running the factories, you won't even have to go to work. You'll be doing brain work at home using networks of computers linking you to other workers around the world. Foreign languages won't even be a problem, not even Brummie, because some of the computers in the network will actually help you do the translation. And of course, you won't have to live in the towns to be near the factories. You can in fact live in a village or live in a holiday camp in Wigan, if you please. But on the other hand, if you get fed up being stuck at home fiddling away with your terminals, then the solution is to take a portable computer with you, usually in radio link with your base at home. This is a taste of the future that we've got here now. Beautiful little thing, a small tape drive, a nice flat screen, and it's even got a printer. In the future, these things will be equipped with voice communication, so you don't even have to fiddle away on the keyboard. And of course, they're being made smaller and smaller. People are talking nowadays about making wristwatch computers and pocket computers. I'd rather like to have a Prune computer in my pocket. This is Egghead logging off.
David, Travis.
What?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Captain.
Could you kindly do that up a bit?
What? Well, no, I can't.
And who's that up there?
That's Sydney.
Sydney who?
Sydney, is my co-pilot. He comes with me everywhere.
Right.
I've got to guard him from the lights because he gets sunburnt very easily.
And the hat obviously protects your hair from anything else that
From
you might
anything
have to
else
offer.
at all, yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Well, I know you're into computers, so let's get straight into it, straight away.
Well, actually, what I brought along to show you is something that's totally new at the moment. It's so new that I don't know what it is. So we can stop right now. No, actually...
Let's all go home.
No, you see, being a Joss Dickey, working on the wireless, I wanted some sort of a system, to be serious, where I could get at records, that is, records about records, very quickly, with lots of cross-referencing and things.
Right.
And so
a reference library on records.
A reference library, but a very... It's fairly complex, but it's reasonably easy to use. I mean, I can give you a little example here. We've got control master changes, that's to change the data that we put in. Interrogations, I'll show you later on, that's to look at certain types of records or whatever. Termination speaks for itself, but prints, if we go into prints here, I press 3, and down here, and what happens?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry, no, I've not pressed me 3 in there. There we go, that's it. Now then, on this I can show you, for instance, the full catalogue descriptions of what I've got in the computer. So we're now in a print routine, so I just press 7 because it's important to me to be able to get hard copies of all these things to take to the studios with me.
This is the hard copy.
So what happens now, you see?
Whoops.
Off she goes.
It's in action.
And that actually prints out the full catalogue of descriptions that you can use to find any given records, any artists, any type of music, whatever. And to give another example here, I can go for all the output by one particular artist. So if I hit number 1 there, now it's asking me which artist. Now the way we've got this configured at the moment, I only have to hit number 1 here, and this will find John Denver, the man who wears the National Elf glasses and sings wonderful. And it asks me there if I'm happy with that artist, so I can either say yes, no, or help. And I decide I don't want to ask for help, so I'll say yes. Away it goes again.
And there's
the printer. It will start to tell you how many records there are in the computer of that particular artist.
What's this twig?
Well, twig is our software thing.
That's your
yes,
your name.
because they built the system for me.
Right.
Specially made for me, and they're wonderful. Tells you there's no more records there. We can go along now and have a look at the main menu. I can still press that while the printer is going. I think interrogations now. This is really the main use of the computer as far as I'm concerned. What we've got here are a million different variables. We can ask for an artist and a given year, an artist
name.
How
far back does it go? Can I interrupt there?
It can go back as far as you want it to go back.
Is it just contemporary music you're doing, or are you doing classical
every sort of music. I'm entering classical music into it as well.
Right.
And to show you the sort of variables you can have here, the variables with a year, number 1 here, what we are going to do, now if you look at this lot here, that tells you. It goes from classical through to comedy, big band, R&B, country and western. You've got various types of artist definitions, female groups, male groups, female duos, male duos, such record companies, type of medium, compact disc, 45 single LP, number, whether it was in the charts. We can go for something here to show you an idea. If we choose heavy rock, that's number 4, which is entered down at the bottom column. On the second column, we want male group, which is number 3, so we hit that. And the date, well, current date, which is 81 to 85, so I hit number 8. This is all very logical in a moment, you'll see it. We won't bother with the record company, it doesn't matter what record company they're on. I think we'll go for 45 singles, which is number 1, and say the top records that got in the top 10, which is number 2 there. And we'll 0 on the end of that, because we don't care where it's stored, and 0 there. And we should now, you see, it tells you at the bottom, heavy rock male group between 1981 and 85, 45-inch single. Do you wish to continue? You press yes there.
And how long does it take? We'll see.
It takes, it has to sort through thousands of entries, and it finds out the information that we're after fairly quickly.
How long has it taken you actually to get this program together?
It's about 6 months, actually, since this was first. There's your first one there now. Immediately you've got this, you have at any time an option to be able to print it out, which is useful. You just hit print and continue, which is PC.
Here it is.
And if you just want to continue, if I just press C, again, very simply, it moves that one up and brings the next one in, down here. And at any time, I can just simply go along and, you know, pluck out any certain bits of data that I need.
I think that's wonderful.
It's nice, isn't it?
I've twigged it.
You've twigged it!
Yeah.
Oh, very
Well done,
clever, Prune.
But what about the famous 5 they're still playing with their games?
It's the famous 5. You mean it's famous 5 verdict time, is it?
Hi, Robin. How are you doing with this one?
Very well. My high score's 33,800 so far.
Oh, that's very
I haven't
good.
beaten the second screen yet, though. It's got 3 screens in all.
Oh, has it? So it's not quite like the arcade game, then?
No, the arcade game's only got 1 screen.
Do you think this one's better than the arcade games?
Yes.
Looks quite colourful.
It is. The sound's very good as well.
Is it? In what ways do you think it is better?
Well, it's better. It's got more screens. You have to be slightly more alert for this than the arcade game, so it's a bit more action-packed.
Oh, and are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Would you buy it?
No, I don't think I would.
Oh, how many marks do you give it out of 5?
4.
4 marks out of 5.
And Mandy here has been playing her game Panic on her VIC-20. It sounds like something you stick up your nose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's the object of this game, Mandy?
Well, you're supposed to dig holes and then the little whatever they are fall in the holes and then you fill them in again and they die.
That's it?
That's it.
What are the ladders for, then?
Well, you can walk up and down the ladders if you want to.
Right, and I mean, how do you reckon this game? Do you think it's fun?
Not very good. It's pretty boring.
Pretty boring?
Yeah.
Is that what you'd call it? Instead of Panic, pretty boring?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Well, how many would you give it out of 5 if you had to? Go on,
3.
3? 3 out of 5.
Julia, you've been playing pterodactyl. This looks very interesting, but I don't really understand what you're trying to do. Do you want to explain it to me?
Yes. Well, as you see, there's these ships at the top, and every time you shoot one, bird comes down. You have to try and shoot it, and if you shoot it, you get 100 points.
Oh, I see. It's in 4D. Do you think that's interesting?
Yes.
Do you think it makes it better than just being a plain picture?
Yes.
I do. It certainly looks very colourful anyway.
Yeah.
Are you getting bored with it by now?
A bit.
Do you think you buy it?
No, not really.
Oh dear. Well, how many marks do you give it out of 5?
4.
And Leslie's been here attempting to kind of get through Atlantis on his Acorn BBC B computer. What's it like, Leslie?
Not bad. The graphics are quite good. And like the problem is you got to use. You got 6 keys.
6 keys?
Yeah.
So your fingers get a lot of exercise.
Yeah, you got tab for missiles.
Right.
Up and down.
Up and down, A and Z.
Backwards and forwards with these arrows there.
Right.
And you got that for fire. So there's no way you can sort of like that, is there?
It's a tricky one, actually, yes. What's your highest score on this?
I've got 10,000, over 10,000.
What do you think the record would be on this, then?
Something like 99,000.
99,000? You've got a long way to go there, haven't you? How many would you give this out of 5?
3.
3? That's not bad. Same as Mandy over there. 3 out of 5. And Stephen, how are you getting on with your jetpack here?
It's a superb game, yeah. It's really original and
superb. Did you really say that?
Yeah, it's really easy as well. Well, easy to pick up and really entertaining to play. So I'm really enjoying it.
Now you're that little man going up and down.
Right, and you've got to go around the screen, killing all the asteroids, shooting all the asteroids, and then building up your spaceship.
Building up your spaceship.
And getting into it.
What's all this? There's fuel down there. What happens?
Yes, you have to pick up the fuel and put it into the spaceship. For it to be able to take off.
And then where do you go to when you take off?
Well, up the screen and back, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's a really good game.
It doesn't go into any other screens, it just hangs around in this one?
No, but there are different sort of things coming at you all the time, which makes it interesting.
So I think this is probably the most encouraging game. How many would you give it out of 5?
4, because of a lack of instructions. But
4?
Yeah.
That's good. Right. Thank you, Stephen. Hey, what's DLT up to?
Captain!
Don't touch anything
Hands
there!
off! Hands off!
Please!
Are gone and crashed. Oh, low memory capacity.
I program my own computer, beam myself into the future. myself into the future.
I'm delivering the 5,000 reams of toilet paper you ordered.
Oh, yummy, yummy.